Hi, this is Frank Shamrock, MMA legend, UFC superstar, and you're listening to MMA Crip Fighting Talk.
Gregory Stone, MMAcrypt.com. On today's show, I'll be speaking with Bellator Light Heavyweight Champion Emanuel Newton. Emanuel is set to defend his Bellator Light Heavyweight title against Joey Beltran September 12th at Bellator 124. With that, welcome to the show, Emanuel.
Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure, Emanuel. Now, I have to say, Emanuel, Joey Beltran is your first title defence. Not something I expected for your first title defence. Obviously, Quentin Jackson, he defeated King Mo in the Season 10 Light Heavyweight Tournament final to earn a crack at your belt. Now, there is reports that Quentin Jackson will not fight you, as you're both like training partners, good friends, etc. Are these reports true? And could you tell us the relationship between you and Quentin Jackson?
Yeah, me and Rampage. I mean, we're we have the same trainer. We've known each other for a while. We hang out. I go to his fight shows. We'll go to his house. I'll go to his house from time to time and hang out. So yeah, so we're just pretty close. And he, he's in Bellator to knock fools out, and to get it done, and I don't think that, the chances, I'm not saying that I wouldn't fight Rampage, if the money was right for both of us, and of course, it would go down, but as of right now, he's got other stuff going on, he's got his organization that he's building up, he just opened up his new gym, so it's too much on his plate right now for him to buckle down for a training camp, especially to fight me. I think he knows I'm very unorthodox. My wrestling is pretty good, and I think it'd be a very, very tough fight for him. And him knowing that, he's like, I got other stuff going on. I'm not trying to freaking buckle down and freaking go hard on a training camp for Emanuel. Because he has other stuff that he has other priorities that he has to take care of first. And like I said, we just got our new president, Scott Coker. So a lot of things are changing. So but I was supposed to wait to fight probably till like November, but I was like, hey man, my last fight was in March. I need to fight. And so they're like, okay, well we'll see who we got. And Joey Beltran stepped up to the plate, so that's who it is.
I sort of get the feeling that Quentin Jackson's better friends with you than Tito Ortiz because he was willing to fight Tito Ortiz at the drop of an hat. So I get the feeling that you are more besties than him and Tito are, because obviously there was team punishment guys back in the day. So I just found that really intriguing from a fan's perspective. Well, speaking of Tito Ortiz, anyway, Emmanuel, Tito Ortiz was lobbying for a title fight with you. He blatantly come out and said that he was your next challenger, basically. It wasn't official, it was just Tito, a bit of hearsay. He was mentioning at a UFC Expo or something that he was going to be facing you for the belt. Now, was Tito Ortiz ever discussed as a potential opponent for you?
Yeah, but I think they might have some other stuff, another agenda for Tito right now. And, and I'm sure the chances of fighting are very strong, but like I said, I was supposed to fight in November, and that would probably be like a Tito or a Rampage fight, and they're probably going to put on a pretty decent sized show for November. So that'd probably be the time where I fight Tito or Rampage. But as of right now, it wouldn't be convenient or easy for me to fight Tito, or for me to fight Rampage, or for Tito to fight me, or for Tito to fight Rampage. So we're kind of just, I think with Scott Coker being our new president, and the revamping and redoing everything in the organization. So it's kind of just like everything's kind of up in the air right now. So like I said, I needed to fight. I got bills to pay. I got a family to take care of. So Joey Beltran stepped up, and that's what's happening. But in the future, fighting Tito or fighting Rampage, I could very much see that happening. I think Tito more than Page, but still, it could easily happen, and it probably will.
Well, I mentioned King Mo before he took on Rampage, and that's how Rampage got a crack at you. There's many fans who felt that King Mo defeated Rampage, and he should have really got the shot at you. With Quentin Jackson stepping to the side, it could have made sense for King Mo to step in and face you for the title. Obviously, King Mo feels like he's got unfinished business with you. I'm not sure if you sort of feel like you got unfinished business with him. Obviously, you got 2 victories over him, so why would you want to face King Mo again? But he's certainly after a third fight with you. So basically, from the storyline aspect, you can say he sort of deserves it. You could sell it to the fans anyway. You could sell King Mo earning a title shot to the fans because many felt he defeated Quentin Jackson. So, was you expecting King Mo to be mentioned to you instead of Joey Beltran, possibly?
I don't know. Mo's gonna be fighting here. I think in a week or two.
Yeah,
So I mean,
Marcus
so Mo's,
Souza, Bellator 123.
yeah. So Mo's already got a fight going on. So and like I said, I had beat him twice. First time I knocked him out, second time I beat him unanimous decision. And outstruck him and everything. So like I said, I could fight Mo again. I could easily see that happening, but but I think he has to get a couple more fights. Maybe one or two more fights, or who knows, maybe just this one, and then maybe he'll be the next one I fight. Just to me, it doesn't really matter. Who I fight. This is my time. It's my belt. I've earned it.
Well, let's move on to Joey Beltran. Obviously, you've had a couple of rematches in your last two fights, T. and King Mo. Just how refreshing and nice is it to have a new opponent, and especially someone as exciting as Joey Beltran, to sort of train for and get up for in the morning?
No, I think Beltran's going to be a good fight. Joey, he doesn't back down. He's like when I fought Attila was really just kind of backing up and looking for the counter, And he called me some good stuff, man, but you can't win a fight, on counter striking, and if I outstrike you, by 30 strikes around, like numbers don't lie. So, but Joey's not one of those guys. He's not one of those guys going to sit back and wait and try to counter me and kind of wait on me. Joey's going to push the pace. He's going to come forward, because he's a fighter, man. He's a brawler. He likes to get in there and mix it up. So I think it's going to be a very exciting fight, and I think especially for my style, I think it's a good fight because the guys that come forward and come hard, those are the guys that get caught by the spectacular and unorthodox stuff that I throw. So I think I'm excited for this fight to happen.
Well, you say he comes forward and he's a striker, but he finished his last fight by north-south choke. Now, we all know north-south choke, it's a very tricky submission to pull off, especially against a big, strong wrestler like Vladimir Matyushenko. Just how impressed was you with Joey Beltran pulling off the north-south choke in his last fight?
He's not going to catch me in that, man. Vladdy is he's an old warrior, and then, and it was like, into the third round, Vladdy was tired, Vladdy might, but I don't see him. I don't get submitted, I'm a good wrestler, I'm a good scrambler, I'm not like some, I think my style of scrambling is different. I think I showed that against Mo. How's Joey going to take me down and out scramble me? I don't think he's going to be able to take me down. I don't think he's going to be able to out scramble me. I just think when it comes down to it, in all aspects of the game, from striking to wrestling, I'm the better fighter, and that's why I said Joey stepped up. He stepped up to the, he didn't have to freaking take this fight, but I'm sure Joey, just like me, he's got a family. He probably needed the money, so he said, fuck it, I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna get it done. So he stepped up. But when it comes down to it, I all around, I think I am the better fighter.
Well, you say you're not concerned with Joey Beltran taking you down and submitting you. Have you been training any submission defense in the preparation for your fight with Joey Beltran at all? Because obviously he's a purple belt in BJJ. Obviously, he doesn't have to take you down. He could catch you with something, sort of rock you, and obviously then the fight's on the mat then.
I train everything, man. I train for all situations, but if I get defend against Mo's takedowns, and then I don't see how. How Joey's gonna take me on. If he rocks me and drops me, but when's the last time I got rocked? I can't even remember the last time in a fight when I've been rocked in this many years. I keep my chin tucked, I move my head, and I have a different my way of thinking, and the way my mind is different, I think, from any other fighter out there. So I just don't see Joey winning this fight. I see me winning in spectacular fashion because that's what I need to do this fight, and that's what needs to be done.
Now, this will be a third 5-round fight in a row. How do you prepare differently for a 5-round fight than you do a 3-round fight? Is it just more running and cardio work, or do you sort of have to do like more sparring rounds, work on the pads longer, roll on the mats longer? How does it work out in training?
I really, I don't know. I really train. My training is different, man, because I believe that when you step in the ring, it's all mental. It really is, and I believe that's why a lot of guys get tired, because they don't know how to control their breathing, because they're too aggressive, or or they have too much adrenaline rush. And I believe there's a way to control all that. I believe there's a way to control your adrenaline. I believe there's a way to control your aggression, so then you don't get tired. So then you control your breathing. That's why that's why I really like Bruce Lee. Because he and his breathing techniques and his breathing exercises, because I believe that that keeps you from getting tired. And it keeps your mind clear. So I physically ready in 5-round fight shape, and that's just getting done, I mean, but I'm just in the gym, man, just in the gym, and just doing whatever's thrown at me, whatever I feel like, whatever, thoughts that come to my mind. Hey, you need to do this today, you need to do that today, whatever Antonio gives me to do, I do it, and that's it.
Well, you talk about being composed, controlling your breathing in a fight. Now, Joey Beltran, he's sort of an adrenaline fighter. He feeds off the crowd. Now, this will be his second 5-round fight. His last 5-round fight was in 2009. This will be your third 5-round fight in a row. Do you feel like that gives you a little advantage over Joey Beltran? Obviously, you're starting to gain valuable experience now, learning to pace yourself, like you mentioned. Obviously, Joey Beltran, this is going to be a sort of new training regime for him as well, because he's going to have to put his body through rigorous workouts that he wouldn't normally do for a 3-round fight. So do you feel like you've got a little bit of an advantage over him because you're experienced in 5-round fights?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think I do. And I think we're a lot of guys, that are going into their first 5-round fight or 5-round fight in a long time. Especially against a guy like me who will throw freaking 300 and something strikes to fight. I think it's hard for them. It's hard not to overtrain, and hard to figure out what you need to do because you haven't done it in such a long time now with me. I fought a 5-round fight, a couple times, and my cardio is always good, and I know what it takes for my body to be in shape, So yes, I don't know if he's overtraining, I don't know if he's going to train perfect, for this fight, but either way it goes, it doesn't matter because I'm going to go in there. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna win the fight because the belt is mine. It is my time. And nobody's going to stop me.
Well, you talk about throwing a vast amount of strikes. Obviously, Joey Beltran, he favours using the hands. He very rarely throws leg kicks, uses his feet at all. He doesn't really use his kicks at all. So, now, have your coaches sort of picked up on this? Because you throw a wide array of attacks with your feet. So, have your coaches highlighted this and sort of had you drill in certain kicks that you can utilise against Joey Beltran?
Yeah, I just, especially for his style, like I said, he comes forward, so it's going to be, it's definitely going to be easier for me to set up my technical strikes, the sides and the spinning and all the, crazy kicks and stuff that I throw. So, like I said, I think this is a real good fight for me. I think it's a fight where I can easily show off, my wider, range of arsenal of weapons, kicks, knees, elbows, freaking side kicks, spinning back kicks, 360 low kicks, sweeps, strips, everything, So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to throw it because, I know Joey has long arms and my legs are definitely longer than his arms, and I'm going to show that on September 12th.
Well, you mentioned spinning kicks and spinning attacks. Now, I've noticed with Joey Beltran, he likes to pump the jab out, and if his opponent doesn't react, he sort of circles off. Now, Joey circles a lot for my liking. He doesn't really move backwards or forwards. He always circles off to his left, to his right. Now, this obviously opens him up for spinning attacks, and there's no one better than you at spinning attacks. But my question to you is, would you risk throwing spinning attacks early on in the fight, or would you risk it more like when you're a couple of rounds up, possibly?
I can't tell you exactly what I'm going to do because I'm on the fight, It's like whenever, I think that's a problem with people. People want to plan this ahead and we're going to do this and do that. No, man, it's a fight. You do what you got to do at the time. That's the whole point. I think so many people, they want to plan for this and plan for that. And then they get in there and then the plans don't go as they planned. And they're like, oh, fuck, what are we going to do now? Now we're screwed, now we're stuck. And then mentally it starts taking toll. I don't go in there with any game plan. I go in there doing what I'm going to do. If I'm going to wrestle, I'm going to wrestle. My kick, I'm going to kick. If my elbow, I'm going to elbow. Just whatever is thrown at me, because that's what it is in the fight, because I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what techniques he's throwing. I don't know what they're drilling, to do against me. So I don't go in there with a game plan. I go in there to fight. I go in there knowing that my cardio is good. I go in there knowing that that I'm physically, mentally, and spiritually ready to go in there and do work. So, it doesn't matter what he throws at me. It doesn't matter what he brings in the cage. I will always be in front, and I will always stay on top.
Now, we discussed potential opponents before. We talked about Tito Ortiz, King Mo as potential challenges for you in the future. You said this is your belt. It's your time. You're going to hang on to the belt now. Now, I want to discuss a couple of UK fighters who are rising through the light heavyweight ranks at Bellator. First guy you know very well, it's Linton Vassell. You've trained with him in the past. He's currently 3-0 in Bellator. He finished his last 2 bouts via submission. Is Linton someone you expect to see challenging you for your belt in the future?
I don't know, man. I'm not a future guy. I think that's the problem with people. I think people look too much into the future, too much into the past. and they were, well, I should have done this or I should have done that. Or, well, this fight's coming, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. By the time the fight comes up, you might have an injured freaking foot. You might not be able to throw that kick that you were practicing and drilling over and over and over again, So, I mean, so it's just, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of other good 205 pounders in the Bellator division. So, all the English cats, they have to get to those guys first. We have Liam. Liam, he's English, right? The tall.
Yeah, Liam McGeary, he's fighting on the same card as you, yeah.
Yes, same card as me, and I mean, it'll either be him or the cat that he's fighting. I forgot the guy's name, but it'll either be him or so either be one of those guys next to face me, for the belt. So, I mean, Liam obviously he's good. He's long, he's tall. He's got really good striking. He uses his range very well. There's potential chances of me, high freaking chances of me fighting him. But it doesn't matter. Whoever comes up at that time, I'll train for them, and I'll get in there and I'll fight them and I'll win because that's what I do, and this is my time, and nobody's going to stop me.
Well, Liam McGeary was the other guy I wanted to talk about. You beat me to the punch, so you said you wasn't a future guy, but you're certainly seeing the future of that question. Before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans? Any thanks before we leave?
Just thanks for supporting me. Definitely watch this next fight. You're going to see a new hardcore kid. You're going to see a new a new evolution of MMA. In general, whether it be striking or wrestling or just my personality. I'm gonna show people who I am truly, like who I am this fight, and truly what I'm going to become, and it should be very interesting, But I just want to thank all my trainers. I want to thank my trainer Antonio McKee, for pushing me and always being there for me. I want to thank my technical kicking coach Robert Dremel for always being there pushing me. My trainer Arnold Chan for always being there pushing me. All of my training partners. Lou Pauly. My Kel Clark. Chase Gormley. David Gomez, just all my other boys, that are in the gym, helping me get better. And, just keep watching, guys, because I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep climbing and I'm going to keep winning.
Okay, from the MMA Crip Fighting Talk Show, thank you for watching.